Good evening, everyone.
The clock.
Welcome to the Township Committee meeting of March the 13th of 2019. Ms. Borick, will you please call the roll?
Committeewoman Holmes. Committeeman Lapani.
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley. Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Mayor Delcourt.
Here.
Administrator Ferreira.
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Here. Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Law of 1975, that notice of this meeting was made by the posting at the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on March the 13th of 2019. First on our agenda tonight is approval of minutes. I'd like to have a motion on the approval of the January 22nd, 2019 regular session minutes. May I have a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
I'll second.
Any comments from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Mayor Delcourt.
Yes. We'll move to reports from committee liaisons. First up tonight is Committeeman Lapani.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a little bit today. First, from the Raritan Headwaters is hosting an annual stream cleanup scheduled for Saturday, April 13th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Registration is open and free to the public. The watershed-wide cleanup takes place in 38 municipalities and across 3 counties. Last year, we had over 1,600 volunteers who removed over 13 tons of trash, preventing it from getting further into the river system and eventually into the ocean. It would not be possible to accomplish such a project without volunteers. So again, that's April 13th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. From the Tax Assessor and Finance Office, the New Jersey Division of Taxation has announced that the first credit due for 2016 homestead benefit will be released next month. For those eligible property owners, the credit will be applied to your second quarter tax payment. Once the information has been received in our tax office, you will be receiving a visit from a revised, May tax bill, which will reflect the reduced amount due on May 1st. From our building department, if you are experiencing electrical problems in your home, make sure to call a licensed electrician to take a look at it. A qualified individual assessing the issue and receiving the necessary electrical inspections from the building department can help you ensure the proper safety of installation or repairs. According to the National Fire Protection Association, between the years 2010 and 2014, there were 45,210 reported fires involving electrical malfunctions. DPW coupons for the senior curbside pickup are available at the Department of Public Works from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. or in the Social Services Department between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. until the end of March 2019. Registration for the drop-off program at our Alton Road site will be available online soon. Details for our online setup will be made available as they become available to us. The vendor the town will be using for this program is Community Pass, which is the same company used for the recreation program signups. The move was made to create a similar fit and feel to the online offering in town. The Public Works Department thanks all the residents that moved their vehicles to their driveways and garages during the past snow event. This allows for a more efficient plowing operation when everyone works together during the storm. And if your mailbox was damaged during the snowstorm, please call the Department of Public Works for information or visit the Township website under Public Works link. And finally, Public Works recently visited a pre-K class at Goddard School. You can see on the screen there, to let them get a close look and personal look at a snowplow. Amazing how big the plow is compared to the kids. News from our business associate advocate and the HBA. Night of Networking registration now open for the HBA and Affinity Credit Union. We'll host a joint networking event April 11th. I also met with the EDBC in the last week or so, and for the second annual restaurant week. Stay tuned for more details to follow. And lastly, an engineering update. Due to the extreme weather conditions experienced in the past few weeks, many potholes are developing on our roadways and throughout the state. Our Public Works Department is working hard to address the potholes Hillsborough residents are reporting on our roads. As a reminder, please direct your reports to our Public Works Department so they can assure the pothole concern is addressed. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple things for me this evening. First, I just wanted to say thank you to the Girl Scouts who decorated the front of our building with ribbons last week. I stopped by and said hello to them last Friday, so that was in recognition of Girl Scout Month. So I want to thank them for taking the time to come here and decorate our building, and so we can recognize all the hard work they do. From the Police Department, just a reminder about St. Patrick's Day, Safe Passage Impaired Driving Enforcement Campaign. The Hillsborough Township Police Department will be participating in the Safe Passage Impaired Driving campaign during the St. Patrick's Day weekend. Supplemental patrols will be deployed targeting impaired drivers and other dangerous traffic situations. Please use designated drivers, public transportation, or other paid services if you plan on drinking that day and all days. From the Office of Emergency Management, spring is the time when you can start planting and excavating begins around the township. It's important to remember that you have to call before you dig. That's part of the law. A center has been established to triage requests. They are open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. The phone number is 811 or 1-800-272-1000. Again, that's before you dig. From the Health Department, they are reminding us that March is Colorado Cancer Awareness Month. Colon cancer is a cancer of the large intestine and rectum. It is the second most deadly cancer of men and women behind lung cancer, and colon cancer can develop over time, and with early detection, it can be cured. For more information and risk factors, you can find links on our website. That's the Health Department website at www.hillsborough-nj.org. From our Social Service Department, the first Hillsborough's Got Talent event will be taking place. That's for all senior citizens living in the township. So if you know of any talented seniors that can sing, dance, magicians, animal acts, what have you, we're doing it all. So contact our Social Service Department if you do know anyone who has any special talents that like to be featured. From our Recreation Department, spring has sprung, and our Recreation Department has a variety of programs available to residents of all ages. Some of those include Parent at Me, squirts on Saturday afternoons, get out on the field with your 2 to 3-year-old and play games and activities. Adults looking to get in shape and enjoy the spring weather can sign up for the Let's Shape Up program that will be held at Ann Vans Middleworth Park on Wednesday mornings. And if your child likes to run and they're between 3rd and 6th grade, you can have them join the Hillsborough Running Club. They meet weekly on Thursdays to go over the fundamental mechanics of running. And if sports is not your thing, we have a coding club for kids grades 3 to 8. Children will learn about the importance of coding in our modern world during the 8-week course. And finally, don't forget about our 6th annual Run Around the Park Fun Run to be held on Sunday, April 28th. The cost is $25 for adults and $20 for children under 12. You can register by March 29th to get a free T-shirt, and you can see our website for hillsboroughnjrecreation.org for more details and to register for that event and all the other events that I mentioned. And last, from Sustainable Hillsborough, a random drawing of $50 gift certificate to the Hillsborough restaurant is coming up. That's a final reminder that the Rain Garden Survey, focusing on increasing adoption of green infrastructure practices that help reduce flooding and clean water, is closing on March 21st, 2019. Participants who complete the survey will receive a chance for a random drawing for a $50 gift card to the Landing Restaurant. To take the survey, an email was sent out to the township through the Township e-News, but you could also visit sustainablehillsborough.com. That's it from me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Couple items tonight. I'd like to thank both the Amsterdam Elementary School and Woods Road Elementary School for their invitations to participate in Read Across America Day. So at Amsterdam School, the Deputy Mayor and myself were over there reading to classrooms, and at Woods Road, we were also joined by Senator Bateman, Assemblyman Zwicker, the entire Township Committee was there, and as well as Administrator Ferreira and Clerk Borak. So Always fun to go read to the kids. They do challenge you a little bit. They make you read out loud a Dr. Seuss book, which doesn't sound hard until you try to read it as you're sitting like this. It's a little more challenging than you think, but the kids enjoyed it, so that's all that matters. So always a good time to be with the kids. We had our Hillsborough Community Night at the New Jersey Devils a week and a half ago, and it was really a tremendous night. We had the Police Department Honor Guard presented the colors during the anthem. We had our hero of the game was veteran and former Grand Marshal here in town, Tim Coyle. So we also had the Hillsborough hockey team, which was playing in the state finals that following Monday. So they were there being honored by the Devils as well. So it was really a great event that we had that night. I'd like to thank the PBA for raising funds for that evening. The money was going to the Special Olympics of New Jersey, as well as the Wacker family, an officer in Hillsborough area that died very suddenly and tragically a few years ago. So I'd like to thank those that came out and supported those very worthy causes, and thanks to all the folks that were able to participate. Really a very fun night. And
Mayor, do you want to announce anything else about that game, since you and Committeeman Lapani are Devil fans? You guys did razz me a little bit for a couple weeks.
I believe the Devils won. I don't recall
For those Flyer fans
the
out
exact
there, the
score.
Flyers did win 6-3.
Tonight's crew for the game are representatives from Hillsborough Township. Hillsborough Township is nestled in the heart of Somerset County and is acclaimed as one of the best places to live in America, according to Money Magazine. Comprised of 54 square miles, Hillsborough boasts a combination of an excellent school system and numerous parks. Join us in Section 16 are Hillsborough Township Mayor Frank Delcour, Committeeman Sean Lapani, Police Chief Darren Powell, and the Hillsborough High School hockey team. They'll be playing for a state championship this Monday right here at the Rock. Devils fans, let's hear it for Hillsborough Township and welcome their residents to the Rock.
So just give everybody a quick idea of some of the events that went on. It was a lot of fun. It was really a great night, and having the hockey team be able to be there because of them playing in the state finals was sort of an added bonus.
Even if the Flyers won.
I don't recall that, but my memory's a little sketchy on that. So thanks to everyone that participated. Update on the Hamilton Road construction project. So the Route 206 bypass is nearing closure, but as a result of some of the work that we're doing there, we did have to close Hamilton Road for a bit. I just wanted to remind everyone we are rerouting the traffic. I think the first couple days was a little, people weren't aware of what was happening with the traffic patterns over there. I know we've had some officers over there trying to direct traffic in the mornings and the evenings. So I think it's starting to get into a bit of a routine now. So hopefully that won't be too much of an inconvenience as we finish the bypass project in that area. But just a reminder, there are several businesses that are in that area: the Chase Bank, the Burger King, the car wash, Central Jersey Nurseries. They do remain open during the construction project, so you can get over there, and traffic is permitted to those local areas. And speaking of construction projects, we've been talking quite a bit over the last few months about road paving initiatives that we've been undertaking. Some of you may recall we did initiate a funding program. We had a bond that we put forth last year to help us with our road paving projects, and I'm very happy to announce that because of what we put in place last year from a funding perspective, we have a number of projects that we're going to be initiating and completing this year. The following roadways are slated for the 2019 paving program, and that includes Willow Road, which will be Phase 1, which is Amwell Road and Valinor Drive, Euclid Avenue, Riverside Drive between River Road and Clawson Avenue, all of Clawson, Wurtsville Road between Long Hill and Montgomery Road, Raider Boulevard between Route 206 and Stryker Lane, South Triangle Road, Cardinal Lane, and Westcott Road between South Branch Road and Amwell Road. So those are all the 2019 projects. That is not the full extent of the projects. When we did it last year from the funding perspective, it was part of our 5-year plan, but that is, we're trying to do as much as possible in the early part of that program. So we have a pretty aggressive timeline for the 2019 road paving programs. So we're going to get a lot of roads done this year. We know that because of some of the weather we've had over the last couple of years and the amount of work it takes to get those road projects done, we have to do it in a measured way, planned out, and funded accordingly. So just one other reminder, we will have to go through a public bid process, so the timeline will follow what the bid requirements will be, but the list that I just laid out are our plan for 2019. So you will begin to see, as the weather gets nicer and we start to hit the late spring, summer, you'll start to see those paving projects underway. We'll provide more information as we know the timing and any type of road closures related to that paving, but just to give everyone a heads up on what we know is coming for 2019. So looking forward to that. The credit card advisory, just a reminder that our Hillsborough Township Credit Card Advisory Committee is accepting grant applications. The completed applications must be submitted by Monday, April the 1st to our administration office, and the program is no cost to our taxpayers as a result of the long-term dedicated partnership that we have with Affinity Credit Union. The local Hillsborough credit card, some of you may have, there's rewards that come back to the town as a result of the usage of that card. So that's funded through the rewards that we get from Affinity Credit, Federal Credit Union, and we provide tangible goods to nonprofits and essentially 501c3 charity organizations. So it's a really good program, and we're very pleased that Affinity is continuing to have the program available to us. Okay. As always, you can stay connected through various means here in town, all events and that come up, including things like road closures, via the Friday e-newsletter and Twitter. We have our TV 29 and the Hillsborough YouTube channels, which showcase our meetings, as well as the Hillsborough The Good Life channels episodes, and Hillsborough Alerts for Traffic and Emergency Notifications. So lots of ways to stay connected. If you're not connected on any of those mediums, please go to the township website. All the links are there for you to sign up and make sure you can stay connected. Okay, that's all for me tonight. We're going to move on to our proclamations this evening. We do have a number of proclamations tonight, so I would ask that for those recipients that do come up for their proclamations, we ask that you return to your seats. Let's get through all the proclamations, and then we'll take a break. And if you'd like to depart at that time, we'll give you the opportunity to do so. So I'll be respectful to each of the recipients this evening. So I'm going to come on down. The first recipient tonight is the American Red Cross.
I know that guy. You look familiar.
You look familiar?
I think I've seen that guy before. You look healthier, actually. You look healthier. I said you look healthier.
So for those of you who don't know, former committee, former mayor, Carl Sirachi here representing the Red Cross. The American Red Cross has touched many lives in Hillsborough as well as across the country and around the world. The American Red Cross Month is a special time to recognize our everyday heroes and thank those who contribute to the mission of the Red Cross, whether through time, money, or blood. And we invite others to support the Red Cross in helping people in need down the street, across the country, and around the world. In 2018, the American Red Cross experienced a record-breaking year of challenging domestic and international response efforts. The American Red Cross provides 24-hour support to members of the military, veterans and their families, training in CPR, aquatic safety, first aid to millions, and collects about 40% of the nation's blood supply. In Hillsborough, the Red Cross works tirelessly through its employees and many volunteers to support the township when disaster strikes, when someone needs life-saving blood or the comfort of a helping hand. The Hillsborough Township Committee, in conjunction with the President of the United States, do hereby declare March as American Red Cross Month and encourages all Americans to support this organization in its noble humanitarian mission.
So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Township Committee members, for continuing to recognize March as American Red Cross Month. I'm actually a board member of the Central New Jersey chapter. The mayor went through in the proclamation a number of activities American Red Cross supports. Here in Hillsborough, you're never too young to get started, and we actually do have a high school club, and for parents, scholarship opportunities, so worthwhile signing up for that. And just some statistics as to what the New Jersey chapter of American Red Cross provided. Responded to 800 local disasters. Some of them were here helping out almost 1,900 displaced families. Collected over 90,000 units of blood through the blood drives and donation centers. And as the mayor mentioned, helping military families, helped out almost 4,200 military family case services with emergency messages, helping the families with assistance. We're getting counseling referrals. And then as far as training opportunities or training for individuals, over 113,000 New Jersey residents received life-saving skills in preparedness, CPR, AED use, first aid, and aquatics. So I do implore anyone if interested to please reach out. I'm always available. I'm sure if you reach through the township, they can pass your information along to me for some volunteer opportunities. And as one of the slogans we have together, we can transform a life in crisis into a life of hope. So thank you again.
Okay, we also have National Nutrition Month. National Nutrition Month, which was started in 1973 as National Nutrition Week, and as popularity grew, National Nutrition Month was established in 1980. As a reminder that each bite counts, the theme for 2019 is National Nutrition Month. All right, just want to make sure I was reading that correct. Okay. Food is the substance by which life is sustained, and the type, quality, and amount of food that individuals consume each day plays a vital role in our overall health and the prevention of chronic diseases. National Nutrition Month, a nutrition education and information campaign sponsored by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, helps spread the word about the importance of healthy diet and regular exercise. The Township Committee, in conjunction with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and ShopRite of Hillsborough, declares March as National Nutrition Month and encourages all residents to join the campaign and become concerned about their nutrition and the nutrition of others in the hope of achieving optimum health for both today and tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. So yes, March is National Nutrition Month, and I know a lot of you guys in the audience today. I run a lot of different programs in the store. I give out different recipes, always different snacks. There's snacks in the back if you guys want to grab one on the way out, and some water. And recipes, of course. But working with the schools, the libraries, the senior centers, you guys have really opened up your arms and really embraced nutrition education throughout the town, so it's really been great. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I have former Fire Commissioner John Contrabon? John Katcherbaum Jr., a longtime Hillsborough resident, has served as Hillsborough Township Fire Commissioner for the past 5 years. He served as a volunteer fireman with Hillsborough Fire Company No. 3, Woods Road, and served as fire chief from 2006 to 2008, and also served on the executive board of the fire company. He served on the Board of Fire Commissioners as secretary and co-chairman. In those various capacities, he had been responsible for insurance, vehicle maintenance, schedule fit testing, and overseeing apparatus testing. John Katcherbaum Jr. was the head of the building committee for the St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church in Hillsborough and volunteers teaching English to orphans in Europe 3 weeks every summer. The Hillsborough Township Committee thanks John for his service to the residents of Hillsborough as a Hillsborough Fire Commissioner and a volunteer fireman, and wishes him very well in all of his future endeavors. John, thank you very much for your service to Hillsborough.
It was an honor to serve on the Board of Fire Commissioners for the past 5 years. I had a good crew to serve with. We worked together well, and we worked for the township citizens in trying to provide the best emergency services possible to make sure that our firefighters had the proper equipment to take care of business when they were called out and to come home safely to their families. I thank my family for putting up with me for all the meetings and fire calls and everything and missed dinners. Then in the middle, the alarm goes off and you go running out of the house. Thank you very much.
Family. For all of his dinners.
This is my lovely bride. My granddaughter Daria and my daughter Larissa. Had to do that.
Do we have anybody from the Hillsborough Dukes Junior Pee Wee football team here today? Maybe a couple.
Mayor, would you mind if two former Dukes, that once a Duke, always a Duke, come down?
Absolutely.
All right.
You were Duke also?
1976.
The 2018 Hillsborough Dukes Junior Pee Wee football team had a very successful season because of their hard work and dedication. They achieved a 6-3 record in their season, were Jersey Valley Conference champions, and advanced to the Pop Warner Eastern Regional rounds. The 2018 Hillsborough Dukes Junior Pee Wee football team consisted of the following young athletes:
Jacob Alex Trichemu, Jason Strawn, Sean Lodia, Kevin Jones, Logan McDermott, Noah Bogoski.
No.
I don't think I make weight. Coach Jay McDermott. Older later. It's okay.
The Hillsborough Township Committee hereby commends the Hillsborough Dukes Junior Pee Wee football team, their coaches and parents, not only for their successful season, but for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the sport, and to those principles of good sportsmanship, teamwork, and academic achievement which the organization endorses. Congratulations, guys. Great season. All right, how about the Dukes Pee Wee football team? The 2018 Dukes Pee Wee football team had a very successful season because of their hard work and dedication. They were the Pop Warner Jersey Valley Conference champions. They won the Eastern Regional Football Championship in the qualifier round and placed in the top 8 in the Eastern Regional second round. The 2018 Hillsborough Dukes Pee Wee football team consisted of the following young athletes. They played a lot of positions.
Julian Brunel,
Tyler Warren,
Peter Sorbera,
Alex Wadgate,
The Hillsborough Township Committee commends the Hillsborough Dukes Pee Wee football team, the coaches and parents, not only for their successful season, but for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the sport, and to those principles of good sportsmanship, teamwork, and academic achievement which the organization endorses. You guys want to talk? Nobody? Okay. Okay, and how about the Dukes junior varsity football team? The 2018 Hillsborough Dukes junior varsity football team also had a very successful season. They were the Pop Warner Jersey Valley Conference champions with a 33-6 win over Port Reading Golden Saints. They earned 2 wins in the Pop Warner Eastern Region Division III playoffs and advanced to the finals of the Pop Warner Eastern Region playoffs. The 2018 Hillsborough Dukes junior varsity football team consisted of the following young athletes.
Joey Bibiano,
James Conover, John Harrison, Brayton Moffo,
Jack Moran,
Anthony Panettiere,
Jack O'Donnell,
Chris Spinelli,
Doug Tooth,
Jackson Roberts, and Antoine Hinton.
Coach Mike Spinelli.
Coach Alex Toth. Coach Jim Moran.
All right. The Hillsborough Township Committee commends the Hillsborough Dukes junior varsity football team, the coaches and parents, not only for their successful season, but for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the sport, and to the good principles of good sportsmanship, teamwork, and academic achievement. Guys, congratulations, great season.
On behalf of the Hillsborough Dukes, all the friends and families that we have gathered here tonight, our coaches, our board members, our commissioners, I just want to thank Mayor Delcourt, Deputy Mayor Thompson, who we're pleased to have as one of our own, and
He played too. Sean was on the team too.
Exactly.
He didn't have laces on the football, so I played.
and the Township Committee for acknowledging this. This really is an honor for us. These guys worked so hard this year, and these guys especially to finish the way they did. They were one of the top 2 teams in all the Mid-Atlantic regions. So the Dukes have been part of the Hillsborough Township now for 52 years. 2018 is definitely one for the record book. So we couldn't be happier with these guys, and it really is an honor to be here tonight. Thank you.
All right, some guys, you got to take it guys over here in the front, get on me. Here. Can you get another one on that side? Here, one more guy. Scooch over that way.
Squeeze in. Let's get down there, Coach. All the Dukes. All the Dukes up here. Come on. Down the front. Down there. All right. Come on in.
You know, it's okay if you don't. Just getting close. Okay. So, on the count of 3, hope you get them all to the stage.
Wide angle.
On the count of 3, you're going to say, Hillsborough, good life. Yeah, really loud, okay? I got it. Hillsborough, good life.
Loud.
Loud. Yeah. All right, ready?
Otherwise, you gotta be loud.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that does conclude our proclamations for this evening. As promised, we will take a short break. Anyone that would like to leave, you're welcome to stay, but if you'd like to go, we know it's late for the kids especially. Thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations to all our proclamation recipients tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, we have no new business this evening, so we're going to move to public comment on new business and matters that's not on tonight's agenda. If anyone has a comment on something that's not on tonight's agenda, please, you can come forward now. Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to public hearings. First is hearing on ordinance 2019-03, an ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for the properties identified on the official tax map of Hillsborough as Block 86, Lot 21, and Block 90, Lot 6.01. This ordinance is the first step towards the adoption of a redevelopment plan for what is known as the Sherman Tract, which is located off of Champlain Road. This 65-acre tract of land was purchased by the township in 2018 for our production of affordable housing in an effort to meet our court-imposed and state-mandated affordable housing obligation. The redevelopment plan establishes the land use standards under which that housing would be developed. To be clear, this is simply the redevelopment plan, which would establish the standards. There is no site plan for this tract yet, so we're not approving any formal site plan. It's simply the standards under which the redevelopment can continue. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2019-03?
I'll move that, sir.
Second, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais? Do we have any comments from the floor? Okay. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-03?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Lapani?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson?
Yes, but I'll just add the caveat, as I always do, that if we get some action from our legislature, that can actually help us prevent the addition of so many affordable housing units here in Hillsborough. That's just taken away from more open space in town. We would greatly appreciate it. And I think they have to act very quickly, because there's more of this coming for every town in New Jersey if they fail to act. So,
Yeah.
it's just my 2 cents.
It's one of those items that, we continue to be challenged with. We continue to work through the obligations that we have. Clearly, this is a step in the direction of allowing us to meet those obligations. But the mandates are significant, not just for us, but for each municipality in the state. And, there are repercussions for the residents and the township if we don't meet our obligations. So we have to try to work a plan that will allow us to meet those mandated requirements. But it is one area that I think we want to make sure that the township is fully engaged and briefed on the plan as we move forward, which is one of these items that we're moving forward. So,
I just need your vote, sir.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we'll move to ordinance 2019-04, an ordinance authorizing the Second Amendment to ground lease a communication site between the Township of Hillsborough and T-Mobile Northeast for lease of the additional ground space at the municipal complex property, which is Block 149.01, Lot 1.02. This ordinance will authorize additional space for a concrete pad and generator to service their equipment in the event of a power disruption. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2019-04?
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais? Any comments from the floor? May I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-04?
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mayor Lapani?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
Mayor Delcor?
Yes, and we also have ordinance 2019-05, which is an ordinance amending and supplementing Part 2, which is the general legislation, Chapter 232, property maintenance of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough through the addition of an Article 3, which is residential properties. The current property maintenance code, which is Chapter 232, only applies to non-residential and multifamily dwellings, which are outlined in Article 1, and vacant and abandoned properties, which is Article 2. This ordinance will add a new Article 3, setting minimum property maintenance standards for residential properties. At the request of the Engineering and Public Works Departments, this ordinance also seeks to address property owner responsibility for right-of-way maintenance. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2019-05?
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais?
I would just add, Mayor, that I think this strikes a good balance between private property rights and some maintenance that we definitely need for a few properties here in town.
What we're proposing here will set some minimum standards to ensure that there are safety measures being met on properties, things like limbs that overhang, sidewalks, dead trees on properties, excessive we'll call junk or discarded material on lawns, to make sure that we have some level of standard for the properties. And I agree with the deputy mayor. We try to strike a balance between ensuring that individuals have and maintain their property rights, but also ensuring that we have some safety and measures for those that in surrounding properties, as well as those residents that are passing by those properties. So, if nothing further from the dais, any comments from the floor? You have to come to the microphone, please. Please just state your name and address for the record.
Ron Katera, 12 Gillette Court, Hillsborough.
Thank you.
Just a question. I understand that we can't cover every particular item that may be an issue.
Mr. Kerry, just make sure you speak close to the mic so it's picked up, or you can hold
So,
it.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I understand that we can't cover every item in this particular write-up, but specifically, we're here, my neighbors are here, for a particular issue. And part of the issue is junk cars. Okay, so what constitutes junk in this write-up? I mean, everything, because I'm saying, everything could be challenged here.
Yeah.
And then we could end up passing this, and
Yeah.
the junk continues.
I mean, I think we've tried to measure that a little bit with, just some of the debris and junk outlined on the front. I mean, certainly if cars are operable, I wouldn't deem them to be junk. But if they are, have no tires and no axles, and they're kind of on someone's front lawn, rusting and creating a health hazard, then that's something we'd probably look at. It would be covered under there. But you're right, it's not explicitly outlined.
Yeah, I mean, but if a car even if a car is registered, I mean, did that have any effect on what's governed here? You know, if it's
The
registered.
registration, I don't think would cover.
Doesn't
was
mean
affected.
anything. So, I mean, there could be questions in the future by a particular resident who has cars on his property that they'll tell you that it runs and the cars will continue to be there.
Yeah, again, we're trying to create some semblance of standard. There's always going to be some unique cases that we're going to have to evaluate in certain circumstances where we're not going to be able to identify every
but
circumstance.
it just seems that we're lacking some definition for a major issue here. We're talking about leaves and branches and trees and things like that, but junk cars we don't mention.
Is there a specific situation that
Yes.
is going on? Okay.
Yes, there is.
On Gillette Court?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
on
right.
Falcon Road.
Gotcha, okay.
I mean, this has been discussed for months now. with
Yeah, it's
the-
been an ongoing
with
issue,
the
yeah.
offices, yeah.
I'm just trying to,
I mean, this certainly gives us more strength with our property maintenance code than it's ever had, and I imagine once we adopt this, and after the 60 days, I think it has to sit before we can actually enforce it, we would send out our zoning officer and our health officers if there's a complaint for the property, and if it is deemed that there is accumulated junk on the property, which I would imagine if you have cars that do not run, I would certainly think that's junk. If there's more than one, that seems like there's multiple cases of junk on a property. I think that certainly gives our zoning officers now and our health officers a time to enforce this. Remember, residential was never included until we're doing this. So now we have the first step that we can start moving forward. If we see someone is still flagrantly violating it, perhaps we have to go back and look at this, but we haven't even had a chance to enforce what we have
Okay.
here. And this, I view it as, this gives us teeth. I mean, maybe council feels different, but this certainly puts us in the right spot where we'd be able to start enforcing where there was what we determined to be junk on the property.
I totally agree with you, but I just wouldn't want to see this continue for another year until we get to revise the ordinance to cover something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, we've outlined in the ordinance accumulated junk, litter, debris, rubbish, garbage, or trash. I think that, that kind of gives some latitude in terms of how you'd evaluate each of those. So we're trying to skate a fairly thin line here.
Okay.
Mayor,
Thank you.
if I might add too, just I believe on that property that you're mentioning, we've just recently sent out the zoning officer, my health director, and both my health executive team here. They've been out there as well, so we are aware of that, and we were waiting for the committee to help pass, and this will actually help us further address those properties where we are aware what you're talking.
All right, thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Any other comments from the floor? Okay. Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2019-05?
So moved?
Second, sorry.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Lapani?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
Mayor Delcor?
Yes. Okay, we also have some new ordinances, or at least one to introduce tonight. Ordinance 2019-07, an ordinance amending Chapter 57, which is entitled Fire Operations Bureau of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, State of New Jersey, and further consideration, and a public hearing will be held on April the 9th of 2019. This ordinance simply addresses some minor edits to the chapter to reflect the current operations of the Fire Operations Bureau here in town. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved?
Second, Mayor.
Any comments from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Mayor Lapani?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson?
Yes.
And Mayor Delcor?
Yes. We will move to resolutions. We have 9 resolutions on our agenda this evening. Does anyone on the dais wish to take any of these items separately in the resolution list? Okay, seeing none, just one particular item I'd like to note. I'd like to welcome Christina Rocco as the Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics. Christine is here with us today. She's an existing employee in the township, and we're very pleased to have her take on this full-time role with us. Smile nice for the camera. There you go. Okay, with that, can I have a motion to approve?
Mayor, one second. I just, the next meeting is going to be at 8 PM, a half hour later start. There's a meeting at
Oh,
amendment.
yes, I'm glad you noted. Yes, thank you. We'll note that. Our meeting, which is scheduled for March the 26th, our normal start time is 7:30. We will begin that meeting at 8 PM. So just, we'll note that, and we'll also send that out in the local notices.
Mayor, if I might, as well, with Christina Rocco, I just wanted to welcome her as well, and have the pleasure of interviewing her with both Siobhan Spano and Mike Carter, who's with her today. It's also part of the township's career development. Christine, prior to spending the past year as a part-time employee in the health department, getting her certification as a registrar, spent a year prior to that in almost every single department in Hillsborough, learning from every department, which just helps even more. But I can tell you in the 2 years, she is always positive, smiling, exceptional customer service, and just be a great addition to the health department. I know they're very happy to have her, so welcome.
Yeah, we really appreciate the opportunity to take employees that have shown initiative and a willingness to work hard and create that customer service resident mindset that we're so focused on. And if they embrace that and want to learn, we'd love to give them the opportunity to do that. So congratulations. Okay, with that, can I have a motion to approve all of those above resolutions?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais?
Just to comment on number 9, I think it's great that we're looking at the quiet zone for Sunnymead Road, the rail crossing there. I'm glad to see that's moving forward, at least for a preliminary study. So.
Any comments from the floor? Okay, roll call, please.
Raymond Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes, congratulations.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes. Congrats, Christine. Okay, we'll move on to claims list. Can I have a motion to approve claims list 2019-04?
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Raymond Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes, this will conclude our regular meeting this evening. We do have an executive session scheduled for tonight. Ms. Borak, will you please read the executive resolution?
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 permit the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Committee is of the opinion that such circumstances exist. Now, therefore, be resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough and the County of Somerset, State of New Jersey as follows. Number 1, the public shall be excluded from discussion of the herein after specified subject matter. Number 2, the general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows: litigation, affordable housing. 2, potential property acquisition, 2233 Madison Street, County from Cattenbang. Number 3, the Township Committee may take official action on those items discussed in the executive session upon the completion of the executive session. Number 4, the minutes of those discussions shall be made available to the public as soon as the matters under discussion are no longer confidential or sensitive in nature. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Raymond Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Thompson.
Yes.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes. Thank you. That will conclude our regular meeting this evening. Have a good night. We're going to go into executive session. We are adjourned.